Mike, truly, you're accusing us of being criminals. I think it's a little bit much. I don't think there's anybody on this board of directors that's, you know, doing this to benefit themselves or financially try to gain from the position that they're in. Um, I think we're all trying to make money as contractors and reap the benefits of potentially being affiliated with a national association and trying to make it mean something. In the long run, are we hoping that that's the case? Is that we benefit financially from being associated like any other member in this association? Absolutely. That's what we're working towards. We're working on lots of neat things that we've already even done. We've got a bank of host of already. There was only 13 original benefits, and in our first year we only reduced it three of those back down to nine, and I think we added four or five more. Um, you know, for you to sit there and say that these people that are with me volunteering are, are underhanded or trying to personally gain off their position, and that we're doing something illegal is absolutely, ridiculous. Um, Here's another point that I want to make to you. I'm speaking to you tonight as Ron Musgraves, contractor, Phoenix, Arizona. I'll let you know when I put my UAMCC hat on from now on. I think Doug Rucker School is one of the best pressure washing schools around. One, basically because I've seen Doug instruct. Two, over the last 20 years, I've seen probably more instruction in the industry in the last 4 years than probably any other living human being. So I tell you, I know when somebody's good and when somebody's not. Um, from the org standpoint, if I were to issue a press release officially off the org platform stating those things and that we're exclusively using Doug as our training facility, then I could understand you making some type of silly accusations like that. But since I'm Ron Musgraves and I have my own personal opinions and thoughts, and you seem to think, and I'm honored, that because I'm the president of a broke, going nowhere, allegedly, you say, national association, what would it matter what I said? If unless you're completely worried about the influence that I have. Obviously, I want Doug to do well. He's a friend of mine. Just like I want any of the other board of directors to do well in their businesses and their endeavors. But by no means am I trying to take advantage of my position with this national association unfairly over anyone else. I'll tell you right now, Everett Abrams is one of the best wood instructors on the planet. Tim Cross is probably the best wood instructor on the planet, and you've never even heard of him. Uh, so I know who the instructors are out there. I know who the people are that are capable. While we're talking about instruction, Chris Detter and Pete Marinte wrote the original wood certification for this industry. There wasn't one out there until those two guys wrote it. That was back in either 98 or 99. Man, and it's funny because I laugh at some of the wood gurus now. I was on the original phone call. We were on. We thought it was killer because we could get on Yahoo Instant Messenger, and they had a voice module on there, and we could actually talk to each other. It was one of those over, conversations, and it was all staticky and broke up, but I remember that being created. So when we sit here and we talk about, does Ron Musgraves know the history of this association? Does Ron Musgraves has he seen instruction? Wood pretty much bores me, but I've seen them. I've seen the instructors. Pete Marente, another very good instructor. I've watched his oh man, I've watched his power wash class way more times than I want to ever admit. But Pete, Pete, I sit in the class and I strike up conversations, and I've even sat in the class and helped him with students before that had questions that they wanted to ask a guy actually in the industry practicing, which is a lot of fun. I get a kick out of it. But for you to sit there and insinuate, one, I don't know what I'm talking about, as Ron Musgraves, and how could I base my opinions on Doug's school? Um, Brother, I got as much experience in teaching pressure washing. I probably since 1984, I probably have more experience training salespeople in this industry, and probably have a better training program internally in my own pressure washing business to train technicians to wash commercially than probably anybody else has on the planet. Am I proud of that? Absolutely. Um, did I write it? No, an actual guy named Tim, actually in 1996, when we started researching education ourselves, we were looking for things that were out there that were cookie cutter, that we might be able to give our techs something easy to look at, and we couldn't find it, so we had to make our own training videos. You guys have seen some of those. You've seen some of the older videos that I have out there, so we were on video back then. And I've shown some of the guys that are a little closer to me some of my older videos that I have, and there are some older ones up on PWI on my website that aren't linked, but they're in the coding. But you know, uh, no one in this association is profiteering off of dirty dealings and underhandedness. It's kind of absurd to think about that, and in some respects it's offensive. And the reason that it's offensive is I don't think that you really believe it. I think that you're just saying it potentially to damage what we're doing. And I think that your accusations are slanderous. I think they're damaging. And I think you know what you're doing. I think you're a smart individual. Um, Only problem with it is that I don't think anyone's giving you any credibility. I don't think you have any credibility with anybody. Uh, you have no credibility with me, and I don't think you have any credibility with anyone else in the industry. And I'm really sorry to say that, Mike, because I thought you were a sharp guy. Somewhere along the line, uh, we've crossed each other's paths in a negative way, and I can feel from you, it's just a matter of revenge. Um, Sorry to say that when you're perpetrating these fallacies and these lies and delusions, um, they don't ever work out. Just so you know, man, I, there's there's more that's been tossed up at me and bounced off me than this, and this is a walk in the park compared to some of the stuff that I put up within the last 10 years. I laugh jokingly about it because I've dealt with some really heinous individuals in this industry with all sorts of things. And some of them guys, scouting out my house for days in a row, and coming down to my shop and sitting out in front of it with binoculars, following my crews to every job they go to, walking up to my guys in the middle of the night going, hey, it's dark out here at 2 o'clock in the morning, be careful. And, I mean, I've had it all happen, man. I mean, I've been followed. I've been threatened. I've had guys graffiti things on my buildings. I mean, So this year, if we were doing something, I guess I'd be worried about it, but it's almost laughable. It really is because, you know, I'm certain that when we all get done here as volunteers, we're all probably. I hope that we all prosper with our businesses and we grow and we become better individuals and better men for it. But I don't think anybody's going to get rich off of being on the simply by being on the board of directors at the UAMCC. I don't think this association is that powerful. I don't think that it's going to be that powerful for quite a long time. I know that I'm getting ready to hang it up next May, so I'm not going to be around to see it to be real fruitful. It's probably 3 years away from being a really solid organization. I'm a realist. Nothing's going to happen overnight. This is not something that was a quick fix. We've been putting the building blocks together on this thing for the last year. Uh, some will say it's moved along slow. Some will say it's moved along steadily. Some will say it's moving too fast. I think that we are implementing things and we're ready to take the next steps. Do we have every detail that we want in place for everything that we're doing? No, probably not. Are we selling fraudulent certifications that aren't backed by standards? No. And the reasons I know this, and I'll repeat this again, is that we have guys that have failed, we have guys that can't qualify, and last time I checked, those were standards. Uh, Fundamentally, they're not they're not the standards that we would like them to be. They're not as much as robust as we want them to be, but they are standards. We're not selling a bag of tricks here. We're not handing out paper certifications because you gave us $145. Besides, we don't even get the money. I mean, you act like when if we get you to join, we get a cut of the dough or something, and it just doesn't work like that. I can tell you this, for the first time in industry history, and I've been following the industry as far as it relates to the pressure washing, not some of the other cleaning orgs, because there are some that are very, very successful. But I know that right now we are more than sustaining financially with a full-time person. We've actually increased the funds that are in the bank. By the way, those are all public records, and we've got to post those up when we do our filings. Uh, all the expenses are public. There was no Ron Musgrave's charity fund that went down here in this pocket over here, and no one for the Doug Rucker fund or anything like that. Everything's been accounted for. Everything's been approved. We even have a committee in place to watch the finances. Man, I can't remember who they are, but that's they're in place, and the bottom line is that there's no improprieties going on in this association. John Orr's the treasurer. You can pick him up. He holds the key to that checkbook pretty tight, and he does a really good job. And he's actually, I've got to say something a little bit about John Orr. He's not a quitter. The guy didn't quit. He didn't quit this association, and I can probably give John Orr uh, much of the credit for not having this association die in the last 3 years. I think John did a superb job. I think he got the paperwork that was needed filed. I think he did a really good job of getting that done. And I want to just tell John. I want to tell John. I hope he probably won't watch this 14 minutes 37 seconds into it. But I do want to. I'm going to make another video for John because I want to personally tell John I appreciate him and he's done a really good job at the position. Of just basically not being a quitter. Ron Musgrave's Pressure Washing and Window Cleaning Institute out. also UAMCC president. Uh, that's my other hat. But the bottom line is that I'm just a real person with real opinions, real emotions, uh, and I'm a real contractor. And that's what we do here. We're bettering the industry for contractors and associate members and customers. I believe that if we don't talk about all three of those things, I don't believe that we've got a full package organization. Have a good night. We'll talk at you later.